unusual for me. All right, so Spark Critique now. So we're actually mixing it up quite a bit with Roy here. Fun fact, Roy is my favorite character to play in Melee. I love playing him so much in that game. Also had a lot of fun playing him back in Project M, but obviously when the transition to Smash 4 came out, he very different character. And then, of course, here, pretty different. He's actually good, just like he was in PM. The only other time he's actually been good. Definitely 4 he had some sauce, but it definitely wasn't like the most saucy thing. A lot of people think like sort of borderline broken. I think he's actually pretty decently honest. The only thing that's kind of dumb is just side B. Side B's very dumb with how early that kills. But let's see. So you got Greninja here. From what I remember, I think this is supposed to be a good matchup for Roy. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I feel like this generally is. I just can't really think of any advantage that Greninja realistically has in this matchup. The main thing I will say is this. If you're not used to fighting Greninja, he's very strange. And that mostly just comes down to the function of his recovery. His recovery's a little obtuse to edgeguard. And then his neutral's strange. Because like there's not really another character that moves like him. The closest example is like ZSS, but like because his vertical momentum is like so fast, and especially the way that he pressures you, it's unlike any other character. Like he's like the closest that you get to Melee Falco in Smash 4 and Ultimate. With like, you know, Falco, you had like the shines and down airs and all that stuff that you do to do like all the shield pressure, and like Falco would abuse the verticality. Fox to a degree, but like he never jumped as high in Melee, so I think that's the way it is. One of Roy's worst matchups, really. Interesting. Let me check. I know Goblin put out a tier. I'm pretty sure he put up a matchup list not too long ago. I could be wrong. But what makes that? What's like the main things that people cite that make this matchup bad? 'Cause that's what I'm kind of curious about. 'Cause in my head, I don't really see it. Greninja can blender Roy. Greninja short enough to make Roy's aerials linear. No, like I'm more in agreement with Goblin on this. Like I think this is a very even matchup, and it just comes down. Okay, there's a reason why that's completely false. Greninja does not have a disjoint on his dash attack. You do. So if you are predicting him coming in, you can just down tilt it and you don't even have to worry about it. And even if you decide to jump, and he's specifically coming at you with dash attack, obviously he could mix it up with an anti-air and all that. You could just like jump and then like land with a fair, and there's not much you could do. There's not much you could do about that. Or if you just jump over it, you just up air it. Let me check. I'm not sure exactly what his frame data is on Shield. I'm not sure how. I know certain moves are very safe. So like yeah, jab's not safe. Forward tilt is -15, -14, so you can punish that. Down tilt's -12. Dash attack's -13. That's really not safe. Like you could shield that and then just like up B it if you really wanted to. Roy's bottom 3. Oh wow. Well, I'll watch your set. I'll see what I can find from this, and then I'll go from there.
I'm not a bracket wizard. I don't know how that. I don't know how that plays out. Either way, right? And this is also because these two might have requested room pools, right? Yeah.
We're going right in.
There's a lot of ways.
I respect to the elbows.
You know, also, so yeah, we got Spark versus Eclipse. This is a match that this will be a good match.
Actually have a lot of experience fighting this. Like even as K-Roll, this is easily one of his worst matchups. But like honestly, I was fighting Somei, and I didn't really feel like I would struggle too much against it if I fought any other Greninja.
You gotta remember that this guy has one of the highest ultimate shockwave win totals out of anybody. Oh, crazy! Actually, I didn't know that. He's got 3 of them, right? And I think the only people who rival that are Austin Lee.
So definitely, this is the one thing I'll say real quick. When Greninja touches you, you should expect like 50 to 60%. So like seeing you automatically get to 70% should not discourage you in any way, shape, or form. It's kind of like Let me turn on my lights. I'm home. There we go.
Welcome. The scene is.
Yeah. Something to do with W right now? Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so, something I did want to mention about the matchup. Like, when you get comboed as Roy against Greninja, think about it like if you're playing a heavy. Like, you expect to get expect to get touched by certain characters and immediately be at 70, 80%. So, getting to that, as long as you didn't die, who cares? That if you can just stay around that, like, it's going to make certain combos a little bit more tricky with Greninja, but of course you can still get some true things, still get some kill confirms off of that. So I just never take the damage seriously. Only avoid the kill confirms. That's the one thing you should be concerned about when you're fighting him.
And then after that, I think Eclipse is, I think, fourth. That's a pretty good statistic to be a part of. Yeah, and so, you know,
Okay, so something that you can do here.
that's a pretty good statistic to be a part of. Yeah,
I didn't go back far enough, I don't think.
I think fourth.
So something that you can immediately do is you could just kind of throw out an up air in this zone right here. And there's not really too much you can do about it, especially if you're drifting forward this way. Because, like, if he decides to down air, like, that's really unsafe, first of all. And then, like, you know, he could technically come down with a back air, which that's not going to do anything. And, like, because he falls so fast, he's most likely going to get hit by it. So just covering that zone with an aerial is not a bad idea. And then if he lands with a aerial, let's look at his landing lag. Forward air has 11 frames of landing lag. Neutral air 7. Back air is 10. Up air is 14. Okay, so not too much. Like, if you jump up air here, you can just immediately cover this with a back air. So he should be able to shield, but the important thing is at least whittling down that shield so you can kind of get him to shield poke status.
That's a pretty good statistic to be a part of. Yeah, and so, you know, this is the battleground. And
Yeah, don't go for grabs. Do not go for grabs in this matchup.
but definitely this
Unless it's like a guaranteed grab, because there are certain moments where he's not safe on shield.
maybe could have striked. I don't know. I feel like Roy likes it just fine enough. Well, that's barely staying alive. I mean, this is a very reasonable look because you want to ban FD, you want to ban Town and City. That'll leave you going to Pokemon Stadium too because Greninja doesn't want to go to balance, right? That's actually kind of an interesting like Town and City.
I forget, how early does up B kill in this game? Because that was actually, wait, what am I talking about? You could just run an up smashed him there when he whiffed that up B. You were close enough that you could have done that. Really late? Okay, yeah. Run up smash. You could have done that. That's what I thought, yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah, you could have just run up and F smashed him too. So yeah, like that's just being aware of that. Yeah. Yeah, no. If you can trade your reactions to it, then you can get it. No, you gotta remember your kill power's busted. So just like in certain situations when you can just like go up and like do these certain things, you just go for it.
Kalos and Town City. They're both very good. Because I know for a fact that Roy's best stage is Town City. Matchup dependent, I would say.
Yeah,
Probably against Roy, I would rather go to Kalos or FD.
Yeah, I want to actually wonder, like, I'm probably going to ask Spark later if he doesn't go to Town and City this set, or why.
Just like if he respects the Greninja maybe, but here on Pokemon Stadium 2, it's all about the fact that basically if you're slightly disjointed at all, or if you just have a big hitbox
Oof.
on anything,
Yeah, I feel like you should have gotten a lot more off of that.
beat out a landing Greninja. Yes. If you're like, even if you're a wolf, all you have to do is nair. He can't land on Greninja. Will not be able to land on you.
Wait, even Nair? That's kind of
Wolf's nair can just.
Yeah, see, this is where Greninja kind of struggles. So, something to always remember about Greninja. He is fast horizontally on the ground. Once he transitions to the air, he can only move vertically fast. He is... If he jumps, he's basically sort of locked in that position. He's not moving too far unless he uses something like a Shadow Sneak, an Air Dodge, and that's kind of it. So on the ground is the only time you need to worry about that. Once you see him jump, that's kind of your cue to get under him and like start like any type of anti-air potential that you can go for. Frame perfect to Air Dodge. Okay. Is there anything you could just go for a frame trap instead? Like, would it just be better to, like, nair or something? Like, obviously, if you can get the guarantee, that's great. But, like, if you can get a little bit more off of reading the air dodge with a nair, you might be able to get some more. And then if you condition him to double jump afterwards, then you get even more off of that, too. Because, like, if he loses that double jump, oh, he's screwed.
It's definitely a Wolf good thing, but it's also, you know,
Yeah, that was kind of easy to carry.
I'm trying to explain some matchup stuff here, but that's a dead one.
Yeah.
And it's hard to keep up, right? Because Spark is always holding forward. He is always going to be putting on as much damage as possible, trying to bait out some big moves from you. But he's definitely opened the door.
I think. Could you reach with down variation? Let me see.
Spark is always holding forward. He is always going to be putting on as much damage as possible, trying to bait out some big.
Yeah, I think he could have. I think if you like delayed it and went for down variation, you could have at least poked him with the end. Not sure what it would have done, but at least if he pushed forward, you might have been able to force him back.
But he's definitely opened the door for Eclipse to start stacking up some damage himself.
Oof.
All right, here we go.
Let's see.
You're not quite gonna connect.
Ooh, there we go. Good stuff.
Such good.
Okay, gotcha. So, like, the thing is, like, when you're at those lower percents, I would just go more for guaranteed damage and stuff like that. So I wouldn't really be concerned about getting the biggest punish. I would just be more concerned about, let me tap you and get you somewhere.
Recognition by Spark that
But I don't know if he has any weird thing where he can shield during the middle of the hits. Because I know there's a couple of multi-hits like that.
all right, I've got Eclipse scared. He's going to go for something instant.
It just can't be as bad as Melee Roy.
Roy can just do that. You know, a lot of characters, you know, they might have to like do like a harder mix-up, but I don't know, man. Roy, kind of good.
Ooh. Nice mix up there by Eclipse. I think he was trying to scout out.
Oof, no, that was an up air.
Right there. Once he confirmed that the shield wasn't coming out, he was able to fire back with another one of those very quick Greninja normals. And now
Yeah,
he's able
that
to
was a
fire back
really
with
good
very
confirm from.
nice
I feel like
Reasons you see Eclipse land with
that percentage was kind of wonky though. Like I feel like if you did like a different DI there, I don't think you would have died. Something about that just didn't seem. Something about that didn't sit right with me.
shield right there. Once he confirmed that the shield wasn't coming
Oh, you're at 105. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that was true. That was definitely true then. That was just hot.
That's one of the reasons you see Eclipse land with that down air short. They go, well, why wouldn't you land with
Okay.
that, right? Because that way you can set up perfectly to get
Yeah. So okay, you must have. There's this. This is not safe Greninja play at all. So when he is here, like the second that he commits to a jump and you just like short hop up air, you either punish him or you force him to air dodge or get rid of his double jump. There is not a single thing Greninja can do in that situation where he's going to land safe, unless like he does like a hard call out with a counter, which I don't think a Greninja is really gonna do in a situation like this. But like outside of that, yeah, just having an up air to cover that zone, like he's just kind of done. And actually, if anything, if you did a short hop up air and he countered, that halts his momentum, so he may not even get hit by it, and then you're just waiting for the end lag to end, and then you can just like fare him off stage or just get him with the second up air or something like that. So definitely keep that in mind. Like if you are next to Greninja and he jumps, you are in a very good position.
way you can set up
Don't respect him that much.
into the nair, into the forward air. And look at what it's set up for Eclipse now. He's got the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is how the game started off, so we're gonna see if Spark can bring it back or if Eclipse has a little bit of download.
Definitely has made a couple of changes, particularly to the spacing. Like Eclipse is playing a lot to the mid-range well, where he's a guy with not as great reaction time.
Yeah, that's it.
Is still able to react to the Roy approaching, get out the quick defensive option, and then fire right.
Yeah, like where Eclipse kind of got you is once he made you approach him. You know, Roy doesn't have the best approach options in the world, and once he kind of made you do that, then it was pretty easy for him to punish you. What you kind of want to do is you want to sort of throw out aerials in that mid-range, because the thing about Eclipse was he was biting. He was biting a lot of the things that you're going out, but he was getting the punishes. What you want to make him... Let me pause this real quick. God, he moved immediately. There we go. Okay. So from where we are standing right now, if you are just in neutral, landing with aerials right around this range is good. I think his dash attack would probably come just close to hitting you. Or if you went too early, your fair would hit him, or like your nair or something like that. and then from there you can just like safely poke with like a down tilt, like a jab or something like that, and then you just be able to get like your punishes on him. Like that's kind of what you want to do, is sort of like the Captain Falcon thing where you're camping right in front of his face. You want to do that to Greninja. And then if you can force him to jump, then you just get under him and just anti-air, because there's not anything he's going to do to get around that.
That's the pick from Spark. And even though Greninja has a lot to do here.
Yeah. Normally I would say don't take this, don't ban this instantly, but like Greninja's special case, you know,
Oof.
being one of his best stages too. I don't know. That's a very interesting matchup thing when you're both have each other's best stages. So
That is
That's the thing. He can move in the air fast, but you just got to think of that. If he goes in the air, that is your time to just like obliterate him.
now that he barely misses that. That could have been a lot more damage.
Spark got crossed up by the platforms moving right there. He had to guess whether or not.
Yeah, and then also if he does upbeat to stage, think about punishing where he actually lands, not in the middle of it. Unless you're just trying to practice edge guarding him, then that's a different story.
I see it and I'm like, yo, he's dead.
I'm just afraid of Roy, man.
There's a lot of
Look at the
PTSD.
shield pressure. It doesn't work out for Eclipse though.
Not
Yeah.
Oh, but he's gonna catch that land.
Oh wow, we actually got you with that finish. Let me double check that down tilt, because down tilt is -12 on shield. So if he's right next to you, that's fake. You can just grab it. Otherwise, like if you think he's gonna down tilt again, just do like a short hop aerial, and then just like catch him on the way down.
What we've seen from Eclipse right here is fantastic adaptation to Spark's movement.
Because down tilt itself is 22 frames in total. Okay.
And then come out with a move. Like the timing is perfect for the ball.
Ooh, that was desperate.
To punish these things out of shield. And then I remember that
He's playing
Greninja,
Greninja.
he's playing Greninja who doesn't have out of shield options. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why he's allowed to get away with things like F tilt on shield.
Yeah, like if you think Greninja's gonna like cross you up a lot, just up air out of shield's very good for that.
See that, with all the
Like I wouldn't overthink it too much. And if you're hitting with the tip of up air, that's very safe on shield.
Pairing's super important in this game, but I'm not gonna go
Okay.
about cannon string right now.
Oof. Yeah.
see Spark trying to go real deep just to get that extra percent because he knows that he's got to get the
That's the other thing too that you have to keep in mind is if I know you're talking about like ledge trapping him and all that. Like Greninja's ledge options really aren't that good. So that is something that you do have to keep in mind. If you're able to get him off stage, just think about covering the ledge, especially as Roy. You don't really have the best options to chase it. Ooh. Okay, he was smart. He was smart about that.
he just did not
He kept his cool.
get out of that quickly enough. And as the Greninja player, you got to have that recognition.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Yeah, no, just watching this in general, I feel like you're just kind of respecting Greninja as a character a little bit too much. It's like if you know your guaranteed openings and the guaranteed scenarios where he can't really excel, he falls apart. You can kind of just pop him really fast.
Qualities about Eclipse too is that he's able to play defense
Ooh, like if he whiffs a grab, that's a punish.
into his own offense. That's where Eclipse does so well.
Absolutely. Okay.
Nice landing there as well.
Uh-oh, this is scary because he's gonna get the platform reset. He's just gonna be able to go down. Wow, only one hit on the upbeat. That could have
Didn't
been.
want to commit to anything. Very nice recovery, but it's
There we
not
go.
gonna be enough.
Very good coverage there.
I mean, the up smash is right there. It did cover the cross up in case.
Yeah, like I just feel like if you throw in like a little bit more up airs with the intention of just being below him, I think you're going to get a little bit more on your advantage state every time. And then, yeah, there, I was about to say, you do not want to go off stage in that very moment.
Being in the moment.
I was like 90% sure you were going to fall off.
Every time he's given an opportunity to react to something that Eclipse
Okay, that's a punish. What are we doing?
This could be death.
That's dead. That's
Yeah,
absolutely dead.
there we go.
This is Roy on Town and City.
Yeah.
He cheated. He knows. He hit a jab at 50. Congrats, Spark. You're so good.
You made people mad salty.
Anyone's still questioning if Roy is top tier, which I don't feel like as many people.
Well, he certainly got the kill power. That's no question.
But yeah, no, the good thing about you in this matchup is like I feel like you just need to make a lot of minor adjustments, and I think you'll find yourself succeeding a lot more with a lot of things, just based off what I can see.
Above all else is to prevent that explosive factor from
Okay.
Spark. And that's not just a character.
Battlefield. So this one,
Knowing Spark as a player, knowing that
forcing Greninja to play more grounded, I think kind of benefits him a lot more mentally. But like if he still wants to play the vertical game on platforms, then he's gonna fall apart. Something to keep in mind real quick. Of course, platforms are gonna extend Greninja combos quite a lot. But outside of back air, Greninja actually has no options to go through a platform and punish you. Like forward air is frame 16, which I think he falls a little bit too fast for that to come out. Neutral air, it's either that comes out the second he lands or it stops like the second he gets down there. Back air, I think, is like realistically when to get up, he's not chasing you with up air or down air. So like realistically on a platform, he's should be only hitting you with back air in any type of those situations. And if you think he's going to go through it, then he's going to land and do like a tomahawk then. So that kind of simplifies your plan whenever you're playing underneath a platform. Yeah, do not grab against Greninja. That's like the freest punish for him in the entire world. You do not want to go that far at all. And hard jump reads, like, you don't really need to do that. Just do safe coverage with like up air, anti airs, and you will prevent him from doing many things. And you have the speed to get into those places too.
On a stock. So Eclipse is giving himself the ability to run away here on Battlefield. But right off the bat, Spark knows that if he gets out to the lead, Eclipse doesn't get that chance.
Absolutely. Also, I feel like for Roy on this stage specifically, like he has that falling up air into more up airs extension. So like I feel like the platforms right here could help out Roy just a little bit, but I feel like the movement option.
The other thing to remember too is like running up and shielding against Greninja is not really the worst thing in the world because his grab is very slow. Decent range, but it's still slow. So more than likely he's going to look to either jump or he's going to look to like hit you with like down tilt. So if you get that into you, you run up, you shield him, and you see him jump, then you're in the perfect scenario to like throw out those up airs and everything.
Pretty well, and having that platform to go to will also help him a lot in that situation. Plus, you can see makes it hard for Eclipse to land on him with those combo storms.
I wonder if there's any Greninjas in.
Oh yeah.
But there's a Greninja here in DFW reading that air dodge.
Yeah, you gotta worry about this one, and this one loves to up smash.
Never be afraid to wave land on platforms. That's a very good thing to do in order to make it a little bit harder for them to guess where you're gonna go. Like I would say to practice it, just tell yourself that you're gonna waveland every single time, and then once you feel comfortable mixing it in, then start mixing it up.
We'll see if he's able to live this forwarder, though. Good DI will let him.
At low percents, okay.
Really good for Eclipse. The wet noodle hit of the up tilt there. Man, these spot dodges are getting into.
Yeah, I mean when you're at low percent, when you don't really have to worry about things, I don't think it's as much of a worry. It's just at the higher percents is when you really don't want to be looking for those grabs. It's just more of what percentage are you at.
Gotta see Eclipse start capitalizing.
I think that was like a whiff grab could still lead to 50%, but you know, you could easily get 30, 40% on him as well. So I feel like it's an equal trade-off.
Did not believe in that roll.
Oof. Oh, you had that.
Wait, that's not what he did.
Eclipse gonna look for the water.
That was
Get it, Spark not able to make it back to the ledge.
that was insane. That up he ended so early.
Eclipse could try and get that was the weirdest flank I've ever.
Oh, that was a hard call out.
Like get the hydro pump out, but he got it out just in time before he could catch ledge.
Oh, that was a good mix up there. Yeah, whip down tilt to grab. That makes sense.
He's having a very good image in his head of what Greninja's threat zone looks like, especially approaching from the air and dashing out of that range, getting the punishes afterwards.
I like to believe that Spark is an amazingly intelligent player. Oh, he read the spot dash.
Oh, you better look.
There we go. Good. I was so scared you were gonna do that. Question: can you get a harder punish than that? Like, can you do like down air, F smash to like get a kill, or like down air, up smash, and sort of juggle there? Because if you can do that, that'd be a little bit better to go for.
Like I said, this is what brings Spark back into the games. Remember, he was coming into this last stock of his down a full stock against Eclipse.
Okay. We've been seeing that mix up a lot. The B reverse.
Yeah, don't go for fake things like that back air, especially when he's at low percent.
Oh my god, you read that air dodge.
Wow, he's
What percent were you at? You were at.
We've been seeing that mix up a lot. The B reverse under into like the hop up back air. We've seen that from a lot.
Yeah, I think if you did air dodge up over here, and if you got hit by up smash, I don't think you would have died. I think you would have still lived. But if you were trying to go for the ledge there, then that's a different story. If you two frame with dare. I meant on stage, not off. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I mean if he's F smashing your landing, that's a hard read no matter what. That's for certain. Yeah. Yeah, overall, like, with this matchup, you want Greninja to commit first before you. So, like, going into him with options like that, that's going to get you punished a lot. Basically, exactly what Greninja's looking for is what you're looking for. On the one hand, he does have projectiles, but, like, a lot of Greninja players still want to go in. So, if you can figure out the exact zone that you want to be to camp in front of him to force him to come out or make him want to come out, that's the mind game that you want to play. So, like, for example, if he's standing over here... Oh. Hold up, the stream is down. Okay, we back. Okay, so real quick, if you're in this zone here, what I feel like is you want to have aerials come out right about here, right outside that dash attack zone, so you should be able to get a shield up in time. So then that way he feels obligated to jump in. So that way, if you throw out an aerial here, if he gets a dash attack, that's good. If he jumps, that's good too. Because if he jumps, realistically, the most forward he can go is like over there. In fact, I will. Let's visualize this real quick. I want you to get the idea of like how far he's not able to go. I wish I had fiber optics. Like my internet's still like speed wise is still very good. Like I get I'm supposed to get like 600 megabits download, or 400, 400 or 600, and then I know my ping is like 6. Ping is really good, but like some people it just does not work right. Greninja. There we go. So you just have to see like the lack of movement that he has. All right. So let's put Lucina here. So I'm gonna jump up and then I'm gonna go left. So basically about a quarter of the stage that he's able to go, but like not fast. So like if I'm trying to do like some careful spacing out, there's not much I can really do. I have to like hold all the way forward in order to do that. And then if I'm trying to do like careful spacing or something like that, I'm like, let's say like I go forward and I want to drift back. I'm at least able to do that with that, but if I do a short hop, and then it also like his momentum like gets cut in half whenever he's like jumping too. Like generally if he's coming down with an aerial, he's not like moving forward. He's kind of like drifting back and trying to space. So the maximum range he can go is 5. So if we can do camera. I think it'll be a little bit easier to visualize here. So the max range that he can go is like from the edge of this platform to the center there. And that's if he's holding forward the entire time. Like he needs to be putting all of his momentum forward like that, which he most likely is not going to do. Basically, if he's in the air, more than half the time, he is going to have the distance of this platform to mix it up. And that's it. So with a Roy up air, if you just place your up air just like in the middle here, you're going to basically cover it all. Like actually, it's pretty comparable to Lucina. So let's just put Lucina over here. Control. Let's get rid of that. So yeah, basically if you just up air like right below him, you will cover every single drift option he has. He literally cannot escape this. If he's in the air, he's either got to air dodge through or he's got to like use like or directional air dodge or something like that. I think even if he goes like max distance, like if he goes max distance, then he can get around it. But like if you cover slightly in front of him, so like let's say he's going max distance or he's not going to go max distance, you want to cover like in the middle, like slightly in front of him. He's not going to have like realistically any answers to that. And Greninja for me is reacting to the jump in the first place. You don't chase it. Like in the case of playing a character like Roy, what you do is like you're just kind of putting a hitbox on where he's going to end up. So let me do. There's Roy. Let's just move this to Greninja real quick. So like what you're looking to do is you're just looking to just kind of like throw the short hop out there. Chasing him is kind of pointless because of how fast he's going to move. Actually, wait, no, I just move him to jump. And then you just like throw that out there. Because like this is him without fast falling. So with fast falling, it's going to look very different. What the? Oh, this is the buffering system. Buffering system's weird in this game. What the? Just make sure you don't buffer an option after that. But yeah. And it's like, you know, if you happen to hit him with like the sour spot, then you can just like cover that with the jab or even side B2. Like that's just something that you'll just have to kind of get your mind used to. Just see what times that they like to jump at, what opportunities, what's the spacing, what actions are you doing. Like when you go back and watch your videos, think about what moments cause them to jump. And once you kind of get that instilled in you a little bit more, you'll kind of figure out when exactly you just want to like cover that zone. Because like if he's not fast falling, then you know he might be able to get a punish on you. But if he is, then that up air is going to catch them. So that's the mentality you got to think. Like as long as Greninja's like even inputting a fast fall, this is going to catch him. But if he's not, until about 100. Greninja has no options to hit you. You have to remember, Greninja's fastest move that he could hit you with is frame 5 back air. But the second you touch him, like, look, okay, here he could back air me. But the second I touch him, he turns around. So that is completely invalidated. Greninja does not have an option to actually hit you while he's in the air. So let me kind of break this down. So we're going to go into frame by frame. Let's jump here, Greninja. Let's not dash. Okay. Jump. Okay, I'm going to fast fall. And it did a nair. All right, let's try that again. Is that? I think that's a sweet spot. Yeah, sweet spot. I think here's good. Okay, cool. So now I am going to buffer. Let me buffer. He's probably going to be holding A or air dodging. And I am going to be buffering a fast fall with Roy. Okay. So he is air dodging. And now I am jabbing. There we go. Like, the only other thing he can do is jump again. And then, you know, nothing happens. But Greninja is not getting an option out on you. He is physically not a fast enough character to actually do anything to you in that very moment. He just does not have the aerial frame data to do anything at all. So, like... Exactly, but, like, when the second that he loses that double jump, his options become limited. Like, you're a fast enough character that you're going to be able to chase him down in the air. Because, like, you're going to be fast enough. He does have a forward air. You can easily just, like, parry that. And then when you parry that, then you can just probably get a down tilt out there. Because I think even if he spaces that, you won't get any shield pushback. Should be able to down tilt that. Then, you know, depending what percentage he's at, you're either going to get the tech chase, you're going to get the tech spin scenarios and all that. And then, you know, you'd be good. If he doesn't space it, you can go for, like, your jabs or whatever's, like, usually the best option. But, like, if you hit Greninja in that, like, low moment there, he can't hit you. He can only jump away or just air dodge to the ground, which he's at a frame disadvantage when he does that. So, like, you know, his two options is jump or do a directional air dodge to mix you up on where he will be. Those are really the only things he can do. He is not in any position to hurt you at all. -3. Are you talking about? Oh yeah, no, that move is ridiculous. But yeah, no, like when you get Greninja into a moment like that, you're in full control. The Greninja has lost control at the moment. The second that you stop fearing his jump, like it becomes a lot harder for Greninja to do things consistently to you. And then being able to consistently edge guard him is a different thing. Like, you obviously wait for Shadow Sneak first, but like if you can consistently get his Hydro Pump, he dies a lot quicker too. Of course, a little bit harder with Roy, but if he's further out, not too hard to get like a fair on him or something like that. More vertically, it's a little annoying. Yeah. The thing with Greninja though is he can be very linear with his recovery. So when you kind of know what direction he has to go in, then that's when you can edge guard him. If he's coming vertically, I wouldn't risk it, but like if you know he has to go do a diagonal or like up and then right, then you can just run off fair him. And you don't really have to think about it. He's at 100%, he should be dead. That's what I mean. Like, you wait until you have to wait for him to commit to the up B. If he doesn't commit to the up B, you're ledge guarding. If he commits to the up B, if you're in a position where you can punish it, you just do it. Yeah, he did get a lot harder to edge guard in this game, but if you're able to, you just go for it. You don't even think about it. Because like the better way to think about it is like there are some absolute situations where you'll always come out on top. And when you can recognize those and your brain can process it immediately, then there's a lot of instances where it's like you're not going to have to just worry about a lot of things. But it's being able for your brain to recognize it on time. If you don't feel comfortable in it, ledge trapping is always going to be your go-to. Like, make sure you have your ledge trapping down before anything. And then from there on, expand out into like edge guarding up B. But specifically only focus on up B. Unless you're like countering a Shadow Sneak, which that's something you could do by just sitting at ledge, which it's not really a commitment there. If he hits you and you miss, you're still not getting hit. And then if it hits him, he dies. So that doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's mostly what it comes to. Any other questions about the Greninja matchup? And then for you Duck Hunt faithfuls, we will be doing... Let's see, we still got Blueprint and then Paint. Do Paint after this. Alright, I guess that's where we'll close it up.